Welcome back, everybody, to a hatless episode of Lockdown 23 in 1. I know some of y'all might be a little weirded out, almost as though I'm not even the same person. But I am, man, alright, I am. And yes, my hairline is receding, but I turned 40 this year. I like to say that I'm aging quite well. Thank God I ain't got no gray hair yet. I'll take a receding over that all day. But either way, today is sentencing day. And I've already done one video on the defendant. When he was found guilty, he was shaking his head in disbelief. Well, if I were to guess, he's probably not going to believe the sentence he's going to get today. Before we witness the sentence, and of course I'll break down exactly why he's in there to begin with. A lot of valuable lessons to learn with this one as well. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the channel and enjoy all things lockup and crime related, then this is absolutely where you need to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. Traveling all the way down to Florida once again. On March 2024 in Cape Coral, 15-year-old Kayla Rinkin Miller and two of her friends were walking home from a movie theater when an SUV pulled up and the passengers attempted to rob them, resulting in Kayla being shot in the chest. The group fled in the SUV and she was transported to Gulf Coast Medical Center where she passed away. Now, the SUV happened to have been a rental car, and it was traced back to the mother of Thomas Stein, and he was later identified as the key suspect in the case, as well as Christopher Horn Jr., who was 16 at the time of the incident. During the trial, both Steen and Horn admitted to planning to rob people that night, but they gave conflicting accounts on who actually shot Kayla.
Did you shoot and kill Kayla Rincon Miller?
No, sir.
And what his co-defendant, Christopher Horn Jr., told the jury, that Stein shot Kayla Rincon Miller in a robbery gone wrong.
Why did the gun jam?
Because he shot.
Thomas Stein told you a lot about that night and tried to paint himself as an attempted hero that night.
Horn testified that Stein was a shooter, while Stein claimed that he was trying to break up an altercation and that the gun went off. But this just goes to show you, friends or not, birds of the same feather flock together doesn't mean they're going to be telling the same story together when they're facing life in prison, right? One guy's now saying that the other guy shot the girl, and the other guy's saying something otherwise. The co-defendant, Christopher Horn Jr., who was 16 at the time of the incident, took a plea deal for second-degree murder and testified against Stein. And that plea deal was for 25 years in prison. And look, for some reason, I keep saying Stein, Steen, interchanging them up a bit. I have no idea why I can't get the name right, but he's about to say it here in 1 second because, like I said, he was found guilty and now he's going to jump on the stand and speak before he gets sentenced. Wonder if he's going to have any crocodilians. And I apologize, I just couldn't do this without a hat. And I felt naked. Bobby, get the Turbine 2.5 ready, man. I haven't primed that puppy up in a while. And a ventilation system, of course, because he is definitely getting smoked out if I were to guess. All right, here we go.
Yes.
Oh, no. The self-made eyebrow slit? Man, this guy's definitely going to Smokeville. I used to wear this back in high school. Thought I was the toughest guy in 9th grade.
See if you could just say your name and spell your last name for the record.
Thomas Stein, S-T-E-I-N.
Stein.
You have a statement that you've prepared?
Yes, sir. I just want to use this opportunity to address my victims, Dejay, Emma, and to Kayla's family, and to anybody else who was impacted by this crime, and to offer an apology. On March 17th of 2024, my actions would assist and forever change the lives of many people. That night I was implicated into the murder of Kayla Rincon Miller. And as I reflect on that night, I try to understand the damages and pains that were inflicted. But the truth is, I don't think I could approximate the damage that was done or understand the totality of what everybody went through. And I want you to know that I didn't know that robbery was going to occur, but it was my reaction in fleeing that ultimately played a major role in assisting the perpetrators.
In assisting the perpetrators as though he wasn't one of them. Yeah, this dude, man, he is completely lost with that shaved up eyebrow.
In fleeing that ultimately played a major role in assisting the perpetrators. I know that it wasn't my intentions, but the truth is, it doesn't change the result. It doesn't change the fact that there was a life taken and innocent people were forever traumatized because of that. That That day I made a terrible decision. The decision to get behind the wheel was a total act of selfishness.
Hold on, man. This guy, every sniffle he takes is faker than a crocodilian. Ain't a teardrop coming down with it, man. He ain't got no stuttering in his voice. You know how people get when they're really, about to cry.
I regret the fact that I will impact innocent people who never deserved to go through what they did. I regret the burden I placed on my family, who have always been there supporting me.
Oh, see that? His voice got queasy and a little shaky, and his facial expressions got kind of uncontrollable. Only when he mentioned his family. Probably because he has a decent family and he's realizing he ain't gonna be able to see them again. At least until there's 3 doors on a microwave.
I know me saying an apology will never fix or undo what happened.
He's still thinking about his family. Not being able to see him.
But regardless of that, I want to apologize for my actions that night. And to say sorry for what you guys been through and what you can continue to go through because of that.
Still not nay tear.
And Your Honor, before you sentence me today, I hope you can take into consideration the fact of my youth. I'm capable of change.
Your youth?
And I know I can do it. And I know this crime says a lot about me, but
Yeah.
it doesn't define me as a person entirely.
No, it doesn't. You can change your
I'm
ways.
remorseful for my actions, and I'm sorry. And I just ask you this one thing. If before I walk out the courtroom, if I could give my family a hug, if you'd allow that.
No, I can't grant that request in here.
Ah.
You can say goodbye, but you can't have any physical contact.
Okay.
Bobby, wait! They ain't sentencing yet.
So,
No hugs
That's
for
how you,
him.
While you've been
Oh.
incarcerated this last 844 days, have you completed any classes?
Yes, sir.
Man, that young girl lost her life coming home from a movie. I don't give a damn about his classes. It's time to roll right into those smoke clouds, ladies and gentlemen, that they call sentencing.
So it is the considered judgment and sentence of this court that Mr. Stein shall be sentenced to a term of life imprisonment in the Florida Department of Corrections with a 15-year review. So we will have that opportunity to make that assertion in terms of rehabilitation after 15 years. And like I said, your possibility of being rehabilitated will be up to you. And that is for count 1, which was the first-degree murder with actual possession of a firearm.
A lot of states and courts, depending on the situation, of course, will give these juveniles, even after murder, a second chance. They typically do get out, if not at that 15-year review, shortly after. I've seen from many cases. So he definitely has a chance of hitting them streets again, only because I think he still has to get sentenced for these robberies and other crimes if the judge runs those concurrent. If he runs them consecutive, man, he might as well count his days. It's game over.
And that is for count 1, which was the first-degree murder with actual possession of a firearm as a principal. That comes with a minimum mandatory sentence of 25 years. Is that right? No, 10? 10 years. There'll be certain statutorily mandated fines, fees, and costs that accompany that. And I'll go into those in a minute. As to count 2, attempted robbery, actual possession of firearm. And let me just go back. I'm sorry. On count 1, the jury had found you guilty, and I previously adjudicated you guilty on that count. On count 2, attempted robbery with actual possession of a firearm, which is a second-degree felony. Jury having found you guilty and me previously adjudicating you guilty on that count. Your sentence in that count will be 15 years in the Florida Department of Corrections with a 10-year minimum mandatory sentence as part of that 15 years. That sentence will be consecutive to the sentence in count 1. Count 3, attempted robbery, actual possession of a firearm, second-degree felony.
Too?
The jury having found you guilty of that count and the court previously adjudicating you guilty, you will be sentenced to 15 years in the Florida Department of Corrections with a 10-year minimum mandatory as part of that sentence. That count will be consecutive to count 2. And in count 4, attempted robbery, actual possession of a firearm, a second-degree felony. The jury finding you guilty of that count and the court previously adjudicating you guilty on that count, your sentence will be 15 years in the Florida Department of Corrections with a 10-year minimum mandatory. That sentence will be consecutive to count 3. As for the monetary obligations...
So that means he has to do the life sentence. Let's say he gets reviewed in the 15, and they say, yeah, let's let him hit the streets. That ain't going to be happening until he does those 10 years for each one of those crimes, which is 30. Back to back, that means he definitely ain't getting out for at least 4.5 decades, unless I heard it wrong. And that's if, they agree during that life review to let him out early. Man, this dude's whole life, he ain't getting out till there's 12 doors on a microwave. And I know y'all hear me say that a lot, but I learned it in jail. People used to say that to people on sentencing day before they went to court. Shake them up a bit, man. Get them bubble gutty before they even step in the holding tank. But yep, this dude and his shaved eyebrow is done.
And I'll just wait while he gets fingerprinted and then...
Straight to Florida D block. Man, oh man. Decades of his life is gone. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another evildoer bites the dust. And just to be more precise, I double-checked. It says Thomas Stein was sentenced to life in prison with a 15-year review, plus an additional consecutive 45 years. That means he won't be getting out until he's like 60. Wonder if he'll still have that slashed eyebrow. But I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new and enjoyed, as always, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave. And more importantly than anything, y'all be easy, be safe, choose your friends wisely, and stay free.